What is up, everybody? How's it going? It's your boy back with another one. It's like my third time trying to record this video. Obviously, because first, I did not bring my other tripod. All I have right now is my gimbal, the DJI Osmo 6. And it was, I don't know what's going on with it today. Usually it works fine with my iPhone 16 Pro Max. And when I have all the cords connected to it, well, it's really just like one cord, but I guess most of the weight comes from like the little USB port that I have to connect to it, because if I try to use a regular dongle, the sound quality is not all the way there, and it makes it real staticky, like almost distorted in a way. So I switched the iPhone 16 Pro or 14 Pro Max, and I used a smaller dongle, and I don't know why, but when I'm using the Lightning dongle, it sounds better than the USB-C. Don't know why. Don't get it. It's just one of those things that I'm trying to learn how to fix. But just for the audio quality to save, good on this video, I decided just to use this 14 Pro Max, which there's nothing wrong with the 14 Pro Max. It's still great quality. I mean, I don't see nothing wrong with it. Some of my videos have been shot on this thing and no one can tell the difference that much, but the front facing camera is a little bit better on the 16 Pro Max, because that's what I'm using is my front facing camera with auto detect for my face. That's why it's following me any little movement I do. But I'm not going to bore you with all those details for this video. I kind of want to touch base on a video I did the other day, that I uploaded yesterday, Friday. Kind of just want to retouch base on what I was talking um, about the 300 things I would like God to do in my life, or I want to ask God for. Um, there was, I ain't gonna lie to you guys, I didn't get to even 100. I'm still working on my list. Obviously, I still got time. And obviously, I can add more later on before, before the year gets here, throughout the year, things I want to work on that come to mind. But, um, it's like, I even said in the videos, like, do I even have 300 things I want to ask for God? Is there like 300 things that you can really ask for from Him? And, you know, I don't want to be repetitive on that list. I don't want to go and say, I want to go grow social media, or I want to grow my following to 1,000 followers. Like, same thing, but you're just wording it different, right? And it's like, okay, I want to save money. And then you go and say, I don't want to spend as much money on food. Same thing, right? But you're just wording it different. So I don't know. It's like one of those things, like it's going to be a challenge to figure out 100 things, and it's going to be even greater challenge to figure out 300. And it got to be like to where I don't sound selfish, like I said. But it is what it is. I'm still working on it. If you're wondering, that's just kind of like a little update on that task I'm doing. Um, but just know that once I get it finished, I am going to show you guys. But for sure, today is an interesting day. Like I said, this is like the third time I'm trying to shoot this video. And, when I first started it, I remembered I had to call my kid's mother, my ex-wife, to talk to her about the scheduling for the week coming up, because today I do pick up my kids from her. And I was like, wait, they don't have school Monday. So how do we do this? Do I bring them to you early as heck, or do I let them sleep in and you pick them up from whoever's there? And she's like, we didn't think about that, did we? I was like, no, we didn't. We figured out when we're picking them up and all that, how long I'll have them, but we didn't figure out the drop off part. Because I'm one of those guys, like, if my kids are sleeping and there's nothing to do, I'm going to let them sleep a little bit. Because they get tired from school and this and that, and mostly because dad wants to sleep in too. That's why I like, oh, they're still asleep. Oh, shoot, I'm going back to sleep. Screw that. But yeah, that's why I'm just like, what are we going to do here? And then obviously Wednesday, New Year's Day, I'm off from work, and I'm like, okay, how are we doing that? Do I pick them up like I would if they were at school, like around 4 or something, or do I just pick them up from you in the morning? What are we doing? She's like, oh yeah, just pick them up in the morning, I guess. I was like, all right, cool. Like what, 11, 12? She's like, I said mornings. Like, bro, really? Like, from what I remember, you like to sleep in and this and that, and so does the older one. And she's like, well, the little one's gonna be up. I was like, yeah, that's the little one. Is you gonna be up because I'm gonna come pick them up and they're not gonna be ready and this and that. She's like, yeah, you right. I was like, I know I'm right, but we came up with something, and yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Is I'll just pick them up Wednesday around 11ish, and keep them through the day and drop them back off on Thursday, or she might pick them up. I'm not sure yet, but it's just like you know, people say co-parenting is hard, and I remember talking about this on my video I posted on the 25th about how I miss my kids and it's hard on the holidays and this and that. But you know, the whole time I've been co-parenting, it started off hard, right? Because me and the ex were like bitter and mad and just always arguing about stuff. But I'm not gonna lie, that a lot of that was me because I was a little bit mad about the divorce. I was mad about not being with my kids and whatnot. But fast forward to now, over a year now, I accepted Jesus Christ into my life, and you know, learning how to be more patient and calm and all that. Truly letting God work on my heart. I have grown to have more patience when it comes to the matter of being a co-parent, I guess. And I have grown a lot to where I don't let things bother me as much. Like before, the whole scheduling thing would just frustrate me because it's like, why are we going to do it this way? Why are we doing it that way? How come we can't do it this way? And she'd be the same way back towards me, like, we got to do it this way because I said so. Like, I don't care what you say. Like, I'm going to be defined, and I don't care what you say. I'm going to do it this way. And, that's before coming to Christ, right? And before letting God take over my life. Because we used to go back and forth all the time like that. And it got us nowhere. Like, our schedule was so jacked up. But the day I accepted Jesus back into my heart, I changed my mindset. I obviously became more patient and more open to the idea of hearing her out when it comes to scheduling. And obviously, God helped me find this job that I'm at right now that allows me to create a schedule that can go based on what's best for her, my kids, and myself. Uh, in an ideal world, I would be my own boss. Like, I would not have a place to where I go and work. I would be at home doing content creation of full time or something, or work from home, something like that, right? But until we get there, we got to do this, right? But I found the job that allows me to, be open with any scheduling changes and all that. And I got employees that are flexible with what I might need for my kids, because they're both understanding. Like one guy, he has kids and all that, and the girl that works here, she has little brothers and sisters, or little brothers, not sisters, but little brothers, and she understands that, you know, I have kids and I need to go and all that. So luckily they are open to that. Obviously, when they help me out, I help them out, uh, and that's the environment we created here. But co-parenting though, it has gotten easier for me and her. We have both been more open to everything. I really don't ever. I do talk about the co-parenting quite a bit, but for me personally, I think it got a whole lot easier when I allowed God to just take over and let Him just guide me through this. Because at the end of the day, all that matters is that the kids are happy. Like, her being happy and all that is fine, but it's not my priority. Just like for her, me being happy and this and that is not her priority. Her priority is the kids. My priority is my kids. If they are happy with the schedule that they get to see dad, be with dad more, and they spend time with their mother, then if they're happy about it, then I'm happy. If she's happy with it, then everyone's happy because she can easily make my life miserable and just say, you know what, we're going to change the schedule back to what I want and blah, blah, blah. Obviously, I'd be defiant with it and we'd probably argue, but luckily, she understands that I'm trying to be a better co parent, a better father to my kids, and trying to get along with her for the sake of the kids. So now our conversations go a lot easier. Our conversations are very easygoing. Like sometimes we find ourselves joking a lot over the phone and we don't realize it, and we get sidetracked. But and it's funny because when people see that, like when people hear me conversating with my ex-wife, they go and say, "Are y'all gonna get back together one day?" It's like, uh, dude, I don't know. We never talked about that. We don't even think about it half the time. Like, we never discuss if we're ever gonna get back together. And to tell you the truth, I don't think we ever will. Um, if God wants it to happen, He'll make it happen. If God wants me to be with somebody else, then it'll happen. And I could probably go into more detail on that in another video if you guys are interested. But for like right now, me and her just co-parents. Like that's it. Um, Obviously, I still have some kind of feelings for her. Like she was my wife for a very long time. Um, Not like those kind of feelings like, oh, I want her back. She needs to be mine. No, it's more like I hope she is okay. I hope she is safe. And if she ever needs anything, I do, you know, try to help her out any way I can. Like at one point, her car was damaged because of a wreck. And my uncle had actually offered to let me borrow his car because he heard about it. He's like, hey, if you want to borrow my car and let her borrow yours, we can do that because I'm not using this extra car. It's just sitting at my house while I work all day, and I use this other car. And his wife, has another vehicle too, so they have like three cars and only two get used. So he offered me that car to borrow from me, and let my ex borrow my car. Obviously, she said she's okay with it, but she didn't want to take my car and something happened, and that's completely understandable. Last thing I need is for her to damage my car, because when I had my F-150, she knows that I know that she caused a couple of uh, dings on that truck. Even one of my side view mirrors was damaged because of her. Something about a bus. She knows I know. But yeah, that's just me trying to be a good co-parent. And when she's sick, I try to take her medicines and stuff too. And something going on with her family, she'll tell me sometimes, and I'll tell her I'll pray about it. And I think she's somewhat shocked about the changes in my life because she still, I don't know, she never says it, but I can tell in her voice when she's like, oh, so what are you and the kids gonna do? It's like, oh, we're probably gonna go to church and we're probably just chill at home and watch service from home. Because I don't, like I said, I don't like to wake my kids up and take them to places if they don't have to wake up. But they do watch church with me, and we do listen and all that. Uh, and she just finds it shocking, like you're making church a priority, because before I was dogging church. I wasn't, you know, I was like whatever with church. And when she had met me, I was a big Christian, and later on in my life, I just stopped, and I stopped caring for church and stopped caring for God. And you know now she's like, wow, okay. I think she's kind of surprised, and I think she's surprised that I'm taking on all the things I've wanted to take on before, like social media, posting videos and all that. Because before I used to dabble in the idea, but I never did nothing with it. And I guess after we got divorced, that's when I started to try this out. I started another vlog channel that never really went nowhere because I kind of messed up and just posted random stuff all the time. And now I'm more consistent with the topic. Like the big topic of my channel is God and how God can help us in our daily lives. Like this video, co-parenting. I'm telling you how God changed my life and changed my mindset and how I approach co-parenting in a different way now. And what my thoughts are when it comes to this part of my life is I mostly just focus about my kids, and I ask God to guide me to only keep it about the kids and never bring nothing else up with the ex. And if some things will come up, like little things that she may want, like she feels like I may want to hear about, she'll tell me. And the same thing from me to her. But but yeah, if you're a co-parent and you're finding it difficult to be a co-parent, the biggest advice I can give you from my point of view is let God take over. Let God help you. Let Him guide you through this because you can't do it on your own. Let's be real. If you try to take on co-parenting by yourself and you are in a situation where you and the co-parent are not getting along, then you and her are gonna fail. You and that person's not gonna be good co-parents. But if you allow God to just take over, let Him help you, guide you in the right decisions you need to make, then I feel like it's gonna be better for you, for your kids, and for that other person. Because the less headaches you have in life, the better. But that's all I got for this video. That's all I really wanted to talk about today. I am gonna, have this posted by Sunday. I'm gonna edit when I get home. I'm gonna go pick up my kids after work, and I might do some vlogging on Sunday. Who knows? But until then, you guys stay safe. God bless and peace.